India, if we take food and religion, there are a lot of ties to it. In Hinduism, you're usually supposed to first cook the food and offer it to God before you eat in the mornings. And there's a lot of my friends I know who do that. Food is offered at a lot of religious ceremonies. Special foods are prepared during special ceremonies and religious days. I'm not into all that, so I don't do it. But there is a connection in India, especially between food and religion. It's almost a little bit spiritual when I cook because I can get into a zone and really relax when I'm cooking. And so if I'm stressed or the day has been long, it's never a chore for me to cook. I actually look forward to it because I know I can get in my zone. Nobody bothers me. No one comes and tries to interfere and cook with me. They let me be and do my thing. And so I guess like an artist, I create a masterpiece just like an artist would paint and create something. That's how I feel. And when I create something and I enjoy it, I feel accomplished. I am a vegetarian, as are my children and my husband. So every meal I cook is vegetarian, not vegan, vegetarian. We do eat dairy and cheese. And people often wonder, like, what do I eat or what do I cook? And being raised vegetarian, it's very easy to cook vegetarian food because then the different kinds of lentils and beans that are out there for protein, different spices and different vegetables, and you never really miss the meat. If the food is flavorful and made with fresh ingredients and good ingredients, you really don't need anything else. And so, I cook a lot of all vegetarian meals. I have hosted so many people in the neighborhood and made so many friends through food. So I love to cook. I'll invite 4 people over and we will have wonderful conversations. And so for me, food is definitely a way to connect with people. I love when they come over and I can share my food with them. So I think it's huge. I wish we did more of these type of gatherings where somebody would cook and people would just feel free to come over and have conversations over food. Yeah, I think it's a huge community builder. It can, especially in today's world where there's so much going on, where people are being torn apart for so many reasons. I don't think anyone would ever fall apart at a table where there's food being served. Everyone's differences melt away. I feel food should be an extension of your thoughts and your life. I sometimes look at the food that is produced today and how it's mass produced, and I'm just sad that we're moving away from how food used to originally be grown and eaten, and for the convenience we now just want everything fast. And not only is it bad for you, but there's no history to it and there's no emotion attached to it. I feel that when I cook, I'm attaching so much more meaning to it than if I had just gone to the store and bought it. I'm not a big fan of mass-produced food. I understand that some of it has to happen to feed that number of people we have living in this world. But I think we're getting farther and further away from what food is supposed to be. Ultimately, our health is tied into it. We eat because we want to live longer, and to be healthier and not have as many diseases, we have to eat right. That's the pretty much number one thing that is required for us to live a long and healthy life. And the less we move away from local sources, from simple ingredients, and move away into convenience that companies are providing us, we are definitely doing damage to our bodies. Our bodies weren't designed this way. The commercial food industry has exploded in the last 50 or some years. Prior to that, most people bought food that was sold in food stands or from markets that were picked that day. They weren't shipped across the country, and so they just ate what was around them, and that is why they were, I don't think, had as much problem with obesity like we have today. I think obesity is directly tied into the food that people are eating. Not enough of the good stuff and more of the empty calories, so to say. We should live to eat good food, not the other way around. I hope I said that right. We shouldn't eat mindlessly just because we need to live. Good food is an experience. It can be satisfying. There's so many things that can be associated with that. We talked about this. It can bring communities together. It's definitely healthy and sustains our body, gives us new nourishment. And there is so much joy in enjoying a well-cooked meal. And so I think that we really need to nurture this and not eat on the run and not go through the drive-through, and actually make the time to sit down with people that are near and dear to you and share a meal together. I think that, to me, is extremely important. We do not have the TV on at night when I make dinner. All four of us sit down and we talk and we eat and we enjoy the food I have cooked. And those are the memories my children are going to take with them when they're older. They definitely are going to have childhood memories of food. And they already tell me, when I go to college and come home, you make this for me again. They have very many favorite dishes already. And so I'm shaping them and also teaching them that this is the way to eat. My children already show that. They stay away from fast food, from junk food. They know what good food is and are seeking it out in their own ways. And I'm confident that when they're adults, that they will continue this trend and continue to eat healthy. Cook, everyone. Everyone go home and cook. That's my final thing to say.